I'm Sala, a 37-year-old part-timer with no kids. Today is our 5th wedding anniversary, and also the birthday of my husband Leo, who is the same age as me. Leo is a handsome salesman at a famous company and seems to be quite successful, but as a result, he often works overtime and has many business dinners, causing us to miss each other frequently. Our wedding ceremony was a simple weekday event with just a few relatives and friends because I work on weekends. It was also Leo's strong preference, and our schedules didn't align easily. So this time, for our wedding anniversary and his birthday, I asked him to come home early, and I took a half day off from work. I prepared his favorite steak, wine, and cake, setting the table stylishly. I was waiting for Leo to come back. However, despite my repeated reminders to come home early, Leo didn't show up. I received a message saying he had to stay at the office due to an urgent work matter, which left me disappointed. But if it's work-related, there's nothing I can do about it. Still, he had mentioned that his workload wasn't that heavy lately, so I couldn't help but feel a bit suspicious. I cleaned up the dishes, and as I went to bed, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. The next morning, I went to work as usual and sent a message to Leo, but there was no read receipt. When I called him, there was no answer. Starting to worry, I decided to call his company, and to my astonishment, I was informed that Leo had resigned 2 days ago and had apparently secured a job at a company in the neighboring state. I was in shock. He hadn't mentioned a word about it. I hurriedly returned home, and when I looked at the front door, I saw his shoes. I rushed into his room, and there was Leo, packing his personal belongings into a suitcase. "What's going on?" I asked in surprise, my eyes widening. With a cold look, Lep said, "Damn, you've figured it out already." "What?" He handed me divorce form and said, "Let's get a divorce." "What? Why?" I stammered. "I'm fed up. You don't fulfill your role as a wife. You prioritize work, don't cook, do laundry once a week, and the room is always dusty. I don't need a wife like that." "Wait a minute. For the past 2 years, you said you ate out even when I made dinner, and you never ate it. That's why I stopped cooking." "Even so, it's the wife's duty to cook and wait. Besides, your cooking is terrible, which is why I started eating out." He used to praise my cooking when we first got married. I shuddered at his cold words and tried to remind him that we had established a rule that I would do the laundry and cleaning on my days off, which were Wednesdays and Thursdays. But he looked at me with disdain and said, "So, you mean I have to put up with a dirty house from Friday to Tuesday? This is no joke." "Hey, what's gotten into you all of a sudden? I never thought you'd quit your job after 5 years of marriage." "I got an offer to switch jobs, so I thought it was a good opportunity," he explained. "A good opportunity for what? Getting a divorce?" I asked, taken aback. Leo had never expressed any dissatisfaction with my job or household chores, and divorce had never even crossed our minds. "You never noticed how unhappy I was with you. I don't need a wife like you. I've rented an apartment near my new job, so I won't be coming back to this place anymore," he said. With that, Leo pushed me aside at the door, grabbed his suitcase and left. I stood there in shock, unable to comprehend what had just happened. A week later, I attended a high school class reunion. I wasn't in the mood to go, but I had already paid the participation fee, and since I hadn't been able to reach Leo since the incident, I thought it might be a good change of pace. When I got there, I found that some of my classmates were divorced or single mothers, and they were all living strong lives. Until then, I had only hoped for an improvement in my relationship with Leo, but when I thought about it, if we were to reconcile, I would have to follow him to his new job. In that case, it would be impossible to stay in my current job. However, with 17 years of work experience since graduating from college and receiving a decent salary, it would be nearly impossible to earn an equivalent income in our new location. Leo had completely rejected me, so maybe it was time to give up. What solidified this decision was a call from Leo urging me to hurry with the move. We were living in a rented apartment, and Leo was the tenant. The time for lease renewal was approaching, and apparently, the real estate agency had contacted Leo. I told them I would be moving out in a month, so make sure you get rid of everything by then, he instructed. "But I'm still living here, and you didn't even consult me about it," I complained. To which he replied, "I'm the one renting it. There's no need to consult with you. I thought to myself, oh, this is really not working out. I said, all right, I understand. So, I'll organize my stuff either this weekend or next. He replied, not just your stuff, but also everything left in my room and the furniture. You should throw it all away. Huh. Upon hearing that, I felt irritated. I was getting frustrated with his attitude. What are you saying? This apartment was originally rented by you when you were single, and most of the furniture we've been using has been here since then. Besides, most of the furniture and appliances, even if they're in my name, you paid for them with your credit card. I'll take care of the furniture and appliances that I mainly used, but anything else, you're responsible for disposing of it. He hung up the phone, leaving me exasperated. What a petty man he was, taking only his precious belongings and leaving the rest to me to deal with. This incident led me to decisively choose divorce. Over the weekend, as I sorted through the closet, I thought about all the ups and downs we had experienced since our marriage. While reminiscing about the happy times we once had, I stumbled upon Leo's high school graduation album. Come to think of it, all the friends he had introduced me to were people he had met after college. Then, I realized something. I submitted the divorce form and informed Leo about it. Then, 1 week later in the evening, I received an image from Leo. To my surprise, the image was Leo and a certain woman's marriage certificate. I was dumbfounded, and just as I was staring at it, Leo called me. Have you seen it? Hey, what does this mean? It's exactly what it looks like. I just got married to that woman a little while ago. Are you kidding me? She's incredibly beautiful, wealthy, and has a great personality. She told me she wanted to marry me as soon as I divorced you. This is the proof. Isn't it amazing? So, you were cheating on me while we were married. Unlike you, who only has your job going for you, I'm quite the catch, you know. Oh, by the way, her dad built a house on his property, and he used his connections to get me a job in her hometown. It's a mid-sized company, but I'm in an executive position. He must have really wanted to boast about remarrying a wealthy woman. I felt a strong anger towards Leo. He blamed me for the divorce, but it turns out he did it to remarry his affair partner. He said he had been dating this woman for over 2 years. They met at a pub while he was out with colleagues, and she was one of the 4 women at the neighboring table. When Leo spilled his drink on himself and got flustered, she helped him clean it up. She's the same age as us, but she looks incredibly young. She wiped my clothes with a beautiful handkerchief. According to Leo, he invited her out as a thank you, and they had a long conversation at the restaurant. It turns out she's the daughter of an owner and had entered into an arranged marriage at her parents' recommendation. But she was troubled by her husband's infidelity. Leo told me, she said, if I have any faults, I'll work on them. She is completely different from you. I was completely smitten with her. Isn't it normal to feel suspicious about a woman who claims to be devoted to her husband but is two-timing with Leo? But Leo, who is blinded by love, doesn't seem to notice. A woman needs to devote herself to her husband. A woman who, like you, prioritizes her career over her husband isn't suitable for me. I have my life as well. I couldn't help but shout, and Leo also seemed irritated. Oh, I'm glad. I'm finally free from a woman like you. Mia is the best after all. Mia. Is that the woman's name? Then, I remembered something. Did you really marry such an amazing woman? It's not a lie, is it? Deliberately saying that, Leo, whose pride was hurt, sent me the images of their wedding, just as I had expected. There's no doubt, it's that woman. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. What's so funny? It's proof that we're really married. Yay, that's right. It was just too absurd, and words failed me. Hey, stop laughing. We really got married, and she's carrying my child. What? No way. I couldn't help it. The laughter just kept coming. Oh, I see. You must have gone crazy from losing me, huh? Leo, interpreting my continued laughter in his favor, said dreamily, in 3 months, our daughter will be born. She's definitely going to be a beauty, just like Mia. Well, she'll be beautiful just like you, not her. Leo is such a handsome guy. But then, for some reason, Leo seemed a little flustered and said, "No, she doesn't have to look like me." Upon hearing that, I burst into laughter again. Leo said, "Laugh all you want, goodbye," and hung up the phone. One day, he'll understand why I laughed. I'm looking forward to that. Afterward, there was some dispute over compensation and property division, but I managed to get over $10,000 from Leo through lawyers. As for the compensation from Mia's share, Leo agreed to pay it because he didn't want to cause her any emotional distress during her pregnancy. There was no contact for a long time after that, but 2 years later, I received a desperate email. "Please, Sala, please, listen to me." I reluctantly called him, and as I had imagined, it was about the child born between Leo and Mia. Hey, doesn't a child usually resemble their parents? Of course, who else would they resemble? Yay. It seems that the newly born girl doesn't resemble the beautiful Mia at all. She's only about 2 years old, right? She'll change as she grows. I tried to reassure him, but he didn't seem convinced if she didn't resemble Mia even a bit. Well, I suppose so. Doesn't she resemble you? I asked, trying to hold back my laughter. Upon hearing that, he suddenly became flustered and raised his voice, saying, "No, she doesn't have to look like me." Even though we secretly conducted a DNA test due to suspicions of Mia's infidelity, the results confirmed that both Leo and Mia are indeed the biological parents of the child. So, it's definitely your child. I said, trying to end the conversation, but Leo persisted. "Hey, remember when you laughed so hard on the phone 2 years ago when I told you Mia was pregnant? Do you know something?" Oh, he remembered that, huh? Well, yeah, I admitted. As it turns out, Mia and I went to the same high school and were in the same grade. Although we were in different classes for 3 years, I didn't know much about her. She was known for being the daughter of an owner and having a haughty and unpleasant personality. About 2 years ago during a class reunion, the topic of discussion was Mia's plastic surgery. It seems that Mia was concerned about her single eyelids, small eyes, button nose, and a slight underbite. After graduating from high school, she went all the way to Los Angeles and underwent multiple facial corrections at a famous plastic surgery clinic. I couldn't see her face at the reunion because she didn't attend, but later, a friend sent me before and after pictures of Mia. The technology of plastic surgery is amazing. When I told Leo about this, he naturally didn't believe it at first. However, when he realized that she had never shown him childhood or high school photos and seemed shocked, he came to terms with it. Wait, could I have been deceived? Damn it. I mean, she acted all modest while we were dating, but in reality, it wasn't her ex-husband cheating on her. She had several affairs and ended up divorcing. Damn. I'm going to ask Mia. You should bet not. Huh. Why not? Because it's not like she resembles you either, right? Normally, people say that girls take after their fathers. With that, Leo was left speechless. It's not like she looks like you either. You've had a plastic surgery as well, right? How did you find that out? 2 years ago, when we were moving out of the rental apartment we shared, I found your high school graduation album. You looked completely different, and I was taken aback. It explained why you never introduced me to your friends from college, insisted on having a simple wedding, and only invited a few co-workers. Probably Leo was afraid his college friends would expose his past cosmetic surgery. Well, I don't mind about having a plastic surgery, but you need to be aware that your child wouldn't look like you. Then, what should I do? Well, just be a normal father, I guess. The results clearly indicate that it's your child. With that, I hung up the phone and blocked him. He's such a narrow-minded man to be upset just because the child doesn't look the way he wanted. Besides, a year later, my friend, who had a child the same age as Mia's, showed me pictures of her child on the first day of kindergarten, and the child looked adorable. It's just that she doesn't resemble the current Mia and Leo. However, according to my friend who has become friends with Mia, it seems that Mia also had hopes that the child would resemble Leo after his surgery. Mia is constantly complaining, saying, "I shouldn't have given birth to an ugly child like that. They really are the worst couple." And to make matters worse, it seems Leo has cheated again, and Mia wants to get a divorce. Leo is such an idiot. If they do end up getting divorced, you'll have to pay alimony and child support. Plus, Mia is a wealthy heiress, so who knows how much she can demand if she hires a competent lawyer. Furthermore, according to my friend who became friends with Mia, Mia's plastic surgery is even known among the local children, and her daughter is being excluded in preschool with comments like, "Your mom is actually ugly." Fortunately, Mia's parents seem to dote on the child, which is a relief, but the child is truly pitiable. Well, it's none of my business. I found an apartment that is conveniently located for my commute. With a shorter distance, I can now do cleaning and laundry after work and have more free time on my days off. I've also been building a closer friendship with a classmate I reconnected with at the reunion, and I'm enjoying a peaceful and relaxed life.